People will come and see and they'll be like, what is that? Who made it? You made that? I don't care. Take my money, take my car, take my wife. Just make me one of those masks. Hi, my name is Tony, and today I'm gonna show you how to make one of these. Look at this baby. Unfortunately, this year, the plague doctor masks have risen in popularity, and I believe this design deserves a good tutorial. So you decided that you want to make this mask, but this is the first time using one of my patterns. Well, let me show you quickly how to properly print my patterns, punch the stitching holes, and cut the leather. Before you start your project, consider very carefully what leather you will be using. Once you've decided on the leather you're gonna be using, go ahead and open your pattern files using Adobe Reader. Free to use, free to download, and make sure actual size is checked. The first page of any pattern will contain a sizing diagram. This will help you make sure the proportions are okay and you have measurements in both centimeters and inches. Now you can go ahead and cut all the patterns out of the leather. At this stage you don't really have to cut precisely on the black line, you can leave a little bit off. After you have all the pieces cut out of the paper, you can go ahead and attach them to the leather you're gonna be using. For this, I recommend you use regular masking tape you can find at any hardware store. Now it's time to punch every single stitching hole. Be patient, do not rush this stage because it will determine how straight your stitching will be later. I use 1.5 round millimeter hole puncher. A link to this particular tool and other recommended tools I use on a daily basis in the video description. You're a chisel prong guy, you don't like single punches, that's fine. The pattern will work with these type of tools as well. Just make sure the spacing on your tool is at 6 millimeters. Once you finish punching all 20 holes, okay, maybe it's more than 20, maybe it's 30, I don't know, I never count. I never count. You can go ahead and cut the leather. Once more, take your time. Be very, very careful when you're cutting the leather because any slip, any wrong cut can ruin your whole piece. Now repeat the same process to punch and cut out every other piece needed for your design. I used 5 ounces vegetable tan for this build, which is about 2 millimeters thick for our European friends. This leather thickness is the smallest you should use because we're gonna have to do these 2 cross stitches here and here, and they will not work if you use a leather that's thinner than that. You could reinforce the stitching with a thinner strip of leather underneath, like I actually did in my previous tutorial, but if your leather is thick enough, you won't have to. I know how hard that is to get all the hardware you need for your leather project. So I went ahead and put together a complete package with everything you need. Even the lenses are included. This way you won't have to run around looking for everything you need, and afterwards worry if it's the right size, if the quality is good, and so forth. Everything in one place. The tinted lenses we use are perfectly see-through, as you can see here. Just remember to peel off the protective film. That will improve your visibility a great deal. The top side of this mask are made from two different pieces held together by 6 rivets. I used 5mm head rivets here. So if you buy our kit, make sure you choose the smaller one. The post, it's exactly the same for both sized rivets, so that doesn't matter. Just make sure you choose the smaller head. I've also made 6 breathing holes, 3 on each side. Now, these are optional. You can, leave them on, you can take them out, you can even add more. In case you do want to have the breathing holes, I have included the eyelets in the hardware package as well. So, they're there if you decide to use them. Now that we have all the hardware out anyway, let's go ahead and attach the straps to the strap holders, all right? And also this buckle, the closing buckle, which in our case will be a 20mm one on the inside with a metal keeper. Next, we're gonna stitch these two pieces together. Pay very close attention where you start your stitching from, because if you get to the end and you have one leftover stitch, you're gonna have to, unstitch and redo. It happened before, gonna happen again. Well, now we gotta do a little bit of cross stitching. If this is the first time you've ever done this type of stitching, pay very close attention to me before you start. The only way this stitching will work and look at least as good as mine, is if you constantly pull the edges of the leather together very, very tightly. Now, once you're done with this one here underneath, the one at the top will look much easier. Once you reach the end of the stitch here, you're gonna have to attach the temple piece as well before you close your stitching. We can now finally attach the eyepieces with the lenses, but again, pay very close attention. The holes will match and they will overlap in two places, once here and once here. Once you've finished, it should look something like this. Perfect fit. We are 9 rivets away from a complete mask, so go ahead and attach all the straps like I'm gonna do next. Make sure this one is in the middle, and then the closing strap and the buckle can be either on the left or on the right, entirely up to you. Oh look, plenty of spare rivets and other hardware. Just in case you were gonna mess up a few, I took the liberty and included a few spare ones as well. You're welcome. The only thing that's left to be done is click that subscribe button and click that notification bell. No, you don't want to do that, that's fine. I guess you're gonna miss out on our next video tutorial or our next free giveaway. Just let somebody else win. You have too much already. You gotta admit, it looks amazing, all in black with tinted lenses and, you know, the silver hardware. What can you possibly do to make this look even better? Oh, what's this? What's this? Okay, now we have a truly amazing piece. Look at this mask. These eyepieces, you know, they may be a bit more expensive, but look at how they transform this mask. And they go on goggles as well. And you know, you don't want the Diesel Punk logo on the side. I sell them without, just like that, blanks, you know. Whatever, who cares? They're gonna look good either way. And what, you know what? Hang this on the wall. What a conversation starter this will be. People will come and see and they'll be like, what is that? Who made it? You made that? I don't care. Take my money, take my car, take my wife. Just make me one of those masks. That's what's gonna happen. Because, you know, look at this. And one more thing. This mask, way too amazing to just be collecting dust in my workshop. So I'm gonna list this on eBay. We're gonna start bidding at $1, shipping included. So, you know what? If you're the only guy watching this video, this is your lucky day. Maybe it's gonna be you. Who's gonna wear this mask for Halloween? There's a link in the video description to the auction. I'm gonna start with this mask. You feel lucky, place your bid. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Peace.